Boks are about to take on Tonga before the big showdown. We're going to talk team selection, all is hotly debated, but we've got to admit first, we messed up. None of us got the 7-1 split. No. Does it happen again this weekend?
No.
Because that was the talking point last week.
No, I actually don't know what the Boks will do this weekend. I think that we're going to go with a strong side, but then also I think a guy like Hanyani Shimange will sneak into the 23, which obviously takes the 7-1 split out. And maybe like Romania, like we'll have an interesting bench, but maybe go 5-3. That's my gut feel, Shimmi, but I've got no idea.
I'm really interested to see the starting team as well, whether or not there's the temptation to give some players an opportunity to start. Just really thinking about the fact that I'm very sure that South Africa are going to qualify now, so that's certainly two. Now that Ireland have done what they've done, I don't see Scotland beating Ireland. So if you're ever going to sort of tweak and have an opportunity to bring some players in and give them a chance, like does Esterhuizen get a chance at 12? Delaney played really well. You know what you're going to get out of him?
Yeah, so if we talk about that then, okay, you look ahead to the quarterfinal. Do you look for continuity now? Or do you give I'll use an example, Ed Hooker, a guy like Deon Fourie. Does he start now to give him a bit of a run? So if there's an early injury in the playoff games, he's ready for it.
Yeah, I was about to say the same. Like Deon will get a start and Bongi comes off the bench. Just to, you don't want him to throw in a line-out when you feel nervous for him because it's a quarterfinal and it's a must-win line-out. You want to do that now. It's not the same pressure, but at least he's get more familiarity with throwing it in, scrumming, playing there. And I think the big one for me is Hanyani Shimange. So I think Mani will still start because he's playing well, except that goal kicking is a massive issue for us. And you bring Hanyani in early. Playing 40, play Hanyani 40.
I agree. Can I ask you about the Lucies then? In my mind, is there an opportunity for Duane Vermeulen to maybe take the role that Kwaka Smith is taking at the moment, or do you feel that Kwaka Smith...
That was a big selection last week, isn't it? We thought that Duane was going to be there.
Yeah. I think Duane can easily get a start this weekend, and Jasper Visser maybe misses out. But in saying that, there's no harm in us playing, a frontline side. We've got 13 days off before we get to a quarterfinal post this game. So, sometimes me as a player, I didn't like missing back-to-back weeks. 1 week was fine, but I felt underdone if it was 2 weeks. And if you rest out this week, although you're training, you're basically missing 3 weeks of rugby. And I don't know in a World Cup if that's a good thing.
Siya Kolisi, does he get a run again, or you look to keep him going?
It all depends how it feels. Whenever we speak to him, he says his knee's feeling amazing. So he would probably like to build on that, play another one, because often you come back from a long-term injury and your first couple of weeks are fine, and then you really start battling, just with the recovery process. So I'm not too sure. If he plays, I think you rip him off quite early. You'll have a loose foot on the bench anyway.
So look at now. We go through the tight five. Lock's probably the same. Hooker maybe possibly a change. Oxenchair could go to run. Maybe he played against Romania also. Tight head prop. You still get the same output, I think. Yeah. Loose forwards. It's the 8th man. Duane Vermeulen. Scrum off. You happy with Faf there still?
Yeah, I think so. Reinach had such a great game the last time out though, didn't he? But I think if you're talking continuity and the way that they want to bring the bench in when they do for the big quarterfinal, well, Faf has to start, doesn't he?
And at 10?
Yeah, I think Mani still starts, but we'll have Hanyani on the bench. That's my gut feel, and he'll get extended game time out there. And I think also the scrum half you have on the bench, you ideally would like to pair them up going into the quarterfinals. So whoever they pick, if it's Reinach, you pair him up with Hanyani.
I agree with that thought process, but I'm going to lob a grenade in there.
Yeah, good.
And I think they need to start Hanyani Shimange. I really do.
Okay.
You know what you're going to get out of Lebok. You've got that sort. Where is he at? How is the injury? How does he cope? Tonga's a difficult enough challenge. Let's see mentally where he's at and physically where he's at, and see if he can control the game.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good call actually.
Happy with the centres?
Yeah.
There?
I think both sets of centres, whenever they've played, has been good.
Okay.
Damien Jesse, but also if we did did against the All Blacks, if you play Esterhuizen and Canon Moody, it's great centre pairing against Tonga this weekend. I think we'll have enough firepower up front for the first 20 minutes to take the sting out of Tonga, because you don't want to be too loose, because all of a sudden you get that big hit on the ball and they start screaming and they grow an arm and a leg, and the next moment these guys are playing rugby against you, which it's hard to contain. So we'll bully them up front for the first 20.
And back three the same?
We've got a lot of
Willemse was great.
We've got a lot of wiggle room at the back. Willemse was incredible on the weekend, and I think he's featured in every game so far. So maybe he can have a breather. You get Villy LaRue in there.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
And then, because I think Villy still can offer massive value for us as the Springboks.
Thanks, guys. Those are the thoughts of Schalk Burger. Justin Marshall, the mayor of Marseille. I'll say that the mayor of Marseille. He's not staying at this hotel. He's staying up there on the hill. We're just got to zoom in there. That's Marshi's
My
house
helicopter will be coming soon.
Yeah,
to drop me back
this
off
chopper's
there.
going to take him back home now, and we'll sit here and he'll look just down on us here, and we'll see what's going to happen this weekend. Enjoy the game.